Hi, this is Ed. Hello to all my patrons. Thank you for supporting my channel as we go through 20 things from Be Amazed. What is happening in the world? Can we find something amazing? Of course, I also have all the comments from the last video here on more funny things from Reddit this time, 3 to 5, in which we had the train in it. So I'm going to go through those comments after we go through this 20 things from Be Amazed. Is there something amazing? Of course, I will be rating these 1 to 5. 5 means it's amazing. It's the kind of thing you have, that you, if you were there, you would experience, a moment that you would remember in your life probably forever. 1 is amazing. 0 is really run-of-the-mill. Okay, so let's really get back into it. So this is amazing. Young woman, as we go to number 1, develops a security necklace to counter sexual assault and harassment. I'm not sure why. I mean, yeah, it does it, but I mean, it's a bit of a downer, isn't it? On a Be Amazed, you're expecting to see. So she presses the button, sends an emergency alert to the contacts. Okay, well, look, wrong subreddit. I mean, you got a device, right? There's a device there. I don't know. You'd have to be in a fallen society to really need to walk around with that on. You'd have to live in a... Plus, I just want to add some things here. This device sends to social media, right? Or sends to the cell phone or whatever. So there's a Wi-Fi running all the time. That Wi-Fi is right on top of her heart. Wi-Fi has been known and linked to causing, or at least cell phone signals and the radiation from them have been linked to causing cancer. You don't want to wear a device with a cell signal right over your heart. Now, I don't know how that works. Maybe it works differently. But just something to consider. What's more, I guess if you're in South Africa, which is a very dangerous location with crime running rampant, then yes, this is probably the device that you want to have. If you're in like Switzerland or Sweden, where again the crime is just astronomical, or Iraq, then you probably want a device like this. But better than this device would be a sidearm that's visible. If you're a woman and you're wearing a sidearm that's visible in one of these dangerous countries, then that's more of a deterrent, I think, than a necklace. But that's just my opinion there, and you have to decide for yourselves. Of course, see what I mean? This is a big downer. Come on, Be Amazed. We don't want negativity. We want positive things. This gets a 0. Angular momentum here is number 2. We'll try to get through these a bit more quicker. Okay. I can already tell this is just... I can already tell I've seen this like a million times, this kind of experiment. But let's play it. So he spins it, and then he shows everyone you can hold it upside down, or if someone else jumps on top of it. Let's have a look. Okay, so he's spinning it there. And he balances it. What's he going to do? It's the mystery. Okay, so it's spinning him round on the seat. Yeah. Is that amazing? And that video repeats. No, that's not amazing. Be Amazed. That's got 644 upvotes. It's not amazing at all. God, like watching that just makes me tired. I think to myself, did I get enough sleep last night? You know that you're kind of like bored, like if you're sitting there like in an office or something because someone's talking to you and you start reflecting, you go, oh, how many hours did I get last night? Well, I got like 6. Yeah, but the night before I only got 5, so I needed to get an extra hour. Well, you start thinking about the tomatoes you got to get when you get home. That's right, I need to get tomatoes. I want tomatoes with my dinner. That's what that makes me feel like. What can I say? I look at that and I'm like, no, I'm not amazed by that. Okay? It's just not amazing. This is Be Amazed. This has got 752,000 subscribers. Let's go to number 3. Of course, that gets a 0 on the scale. Look, it's an Apple commercial. I'm always suspect. I don't mean to be negative, okay? But I'm always suspect when they have these amazing things and they're taking photos of it with the logos of the products clearly visible. I'm always just a little bit suspect about that. First light from the laser we've been working on for a year. Okay, so it's a laser. Okay, and there's a light there. Alright. There's a light from the laser. It seems to be floating in space. Of course, that's just some kind of... I don't know why it's doing that, because it's coming off the window, the glass. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that... Okay, it's a laser. 1, 2, 3, that's a 0. I know, maybe I'm harsh, and I've already seen this before. I've already gone over this. This is the folding door. I thought I'd give it on in a museum or something. It gets a 1. Okay, this is kind of a 1, I guess, that folding door. No, it's not. I haven't seen this one. It's a really good design, I have to admit. I mean, you know, if you think of a very narrow, if there's a wall right beside the door and there's no way to open it outwards, then you could use that as a solution. Mind you, just like the astronaut pen joke, you could just have a door that folded inside. There's no need to re-engineer it, Barry. We'll just use a door that folds inside. I don't know if everyone's heard the astronaut joke. I have told it before on my channel, but I'll briefly tell you again in case you haven't heard it. Very brief. So NASA was sitting round, and the astronauts were complaining because they say in space we need something we can run right upside down. You know, we can write in 0G. And all the pens in the world were zero gravity. So NASA spent $30 million and numerous nights and teams of engineers at MIT and Yale and everywhere in order to come up with this pen. It cost like $30 million in order to create this pen. They're at the press conference and they're saying this is an amazing pen. We're saying it cost $30 million. We're in MIT and everyone, they put lasers on it and stuff, and it's amazing. It can write upside down. It can write upside down. It can write in space. It's called the space pen. It actually exists, believe it or not. And they said, one of the people at the press conference put up his hand, they said, well, what do the Russians use? And the whole kind of scientific board went quiet. And then one person leaned forward and he goes, oh, they use a pencil. Guess what? A pencil can write upside down. Okay? Well, let's go to the next one here. That is number 3. No, that is number 4. I can't believe it. That's promoted. This dude auditioned for Bohemian Rhapsody and got the part. Best Freddie voice I've heard today. Let's have a listen here.
Somebody to Love audition. Here we go.
Okay.
With the Dirty Stash.
Each morning I get up, I tie a little, can barely stand on my feet. Take a look in the mirror and cry, Lord, what you do to me? I spent all of my years in believing you, but I just can't get no relief. Lord, somebody, can anybody find?
Yeah, he does sound like Freddie Mercury. I can agree with that. Sorry, I didn't have the audio rerouted. Let's try that again. It's probably a bit better. Yeah, I can see that. It's Freddie Mercury.
I work hard every day of my life.
I wouldn't say that he's a replica of Freddie Mercury or has the best audition. I just I think he's competent. Good voice. But the question in the room is it amazing? Unfortunately, no. It gets a 0. I mean, it's fun. If you sent it to your friend or you showed someone on your Facebook account, they'd go, yes, I like that. I'm pressing the like button. I'm telling you I like it. This is how you tell people you like something. 2018. You don't clap your hands anymore. You don't like hit your chair leg. You press like on a post. No, it's not amazing. Very good, but not quite amazing. Unfortunately, let's play a little bit more. He's very good. He's got a great voice. But his voice is not like as powerful as not as powerful as Freddie Mercury. While we're on the subject, well-known Mandela effect in the community of Mandela researchers is the fact that We Are the Champions does not end of the world anymore. Now, Freddie Mercury sang a live version of We Are the Champions on stage where he said of the world. We are the champions, and then it cuts off and then it goes of the world or whatever. It doesn't exist in Mirror World. Anyway, that is number 5. 1, 2, yeah, that's number 5. I can't count anymore. Maybe I got brain damage. Maybe Mandela affected out of it. Like, I never felt the same after I was studying the Mandela effect. It came out on the other end of the tunnel going, my mind doesn't work for me anymore. Something broke. I never tire of incredible pencil spinning demonstrations. So this apparently is the greatest pencil spinner that we might ever see in our lifetime. Let's check this out. How do we play it? We press the button there. Might have to reduce the size on this a little bit. It's a bit too high. That is skill. That is skill. I can say that much. That is amazing. Yeah, I'd give that a 1. Just because, I don't know if I'd give it a 1 actually, because I've seen pencil spinning a lot, but that is some of the best pencil spinning I've ever seen. Amazing though. Is it amazing? No, not really. It isn't amazing, I'd say. I wouldn't say it was amazing. Back 1 second. So here I am, back again. Sorry for that. Just had to do something. So that is actually number 6. Number 7 here. Common barren caterpillar hiding among mango leaves. He's right there. Right there. That is nature. Of course, nature is quite amazing. That is amazing. Give it... but is it amazing to me now? It's a question I have to ask myself. And you're dealing with someone that's literally seen 1,000 hours or whatever hours a day visit Edinburgh. Probably not 1,000. He hasn't made that much, has he? How many hours he's made? Hundreds. Is it amazing to me? Nature's amazing. But is that amazing? Not really. That's not really amazing for me. Unfortunately, that gets a 0. What's wrong with me today? I've been cynical ever since the morning. I don't know. 0. Nunchuck skills. Here is a ninja. Now, I want to see some amazing skills. Some pretty swift... That is some pretty swift nunchuck ninja skills there. Is it amazing though? I mean, is it something I've seen before? Yes, I've seen Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon, or Way of the Dragon, whatever. So I've seen it before. It's just another person replicating something I've seen before. But it's not Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was pretty intense there. So that's 8, 9. The black figures are actually shadows. So these people you see on the side here are all shadows apparently. It's weird. I mean, that is quite amazing, isn't it? How are the shadows so big? I don't understand how the shadows are so big. I mean, I've never seen it before. So yeah, I guess that is amazing. I don't know how it's done though. It seems to be on top of a building of some kind, perhaps. And these, of course, are the people. Okay, so the light must be above them at a certain angle in order to cast those shadows. And so you can see them walking upright. So that is what it is, I guess. It looks pretty cool. I mean, I reckon that's quite amazing. I've never seen that before. I give that a 1. Give that a 1 for number 9. Number 10 here, 360 degree maker drawing inside a vinyl balloon. Okay, so someone's drawn this inside a vinyl balloon. I mean, it's quite an amazing piece of work, really. A lot of time and effort's gone into it. Apart from that, I'm not really sure what it's... You know, I mean, you could just draw it all inside inside a white room. Why not? Why does it have to be a balloon? Amazing? I don't know. I'm not really amazed by it. It's kind of like, I love art, but I mean, okay, so art is drawn inside a balloon. What makes that more amazing than the great art that's just drawn on a wall? Because we'll walk around inside it. No, I don't think so. I'm going to give that a 0. Some other people might think that that's fantastic. I just don't know. That's number 10, right? We're on number 10 now. Number 11 is here. The size of an eagle's talons. Look at the size of it. You know, honestly, I think that an eagle's talons are not that big. Okay, I just don't think the eagle's talons are that big. I think what they've done is they've got someone's hand that's from a smaller person, even though there's an age look to it, and they've put it beside an eagle. I don't think that an eagle's talons is that big. Why? I just don't think. I mean, I've seen eagles in real life. I've seen hawks. Okay, and they're not as big as that. That's the size of like a... I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's not an eagle's talon. I'm just saying it's use of an optical illusion in order to create mass and size. There's no way an eagle's talon is the size of my hand, or a normal person's hand. I just don't think it is. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just suspicious of it. I just don't think it. Maybe one of my subscribers can say that an eagle's talon is that big. I'll believe it if someone says it, but confirms that. But I think that's a bit over the top. Is it that big? I don't know. I really don't know if it's that big. But I tell you what, they used to have a type of eagle in New Zealand back in the days they found the skeletons of. They could carry away a lamb. Now that talon, actually, I'm not sure if it was a hawk or what it was. This is not in the back in the dinosaurs. This is back in the times of the Maori, like a few hundred years ago. It was that big. It could carry away like a lamb or something. It was very big. It could carry away a sheep, actually. It was a humongous thing. Kind of like what you call a thunderbird in the United States, that kind of the cryptozoological creature that people talk about. But I don't know, I don't believe that. Okay, what are we at? 11. So we're at 12 now. Granny doing work. Whoa. That's a grandma. What kind of person has upper body strength at that age? Like that? That is amazing, actually. It's also inspiring, isn't it? You say you're too old to exercise, and you got a grandma over here doing this in front of you. You'll be like, mind you, if you're one of the children of that grandmother, you've probably got the genes. Probably right now you're doing like weights or something, or like in some kind of special forces team. That is amazing. I've never seen that before, and it's inspiring, right? So that's a literal 1. That's a 1 out of 5. That is amazing. Well done. I know grown men that work out at the gym that can't do that in their prime. That's intense, man. You got to have like full on control over yourself to pull you up. You got to be able to lift your own weight to get up there. You got to be able to go back and forward like that. I mean, you got to be in shape. That's a 1 out of 5, that's for sure. Okay, we're on 13, aren't we? That's 10. This is 11. That's 12. 13 here. These are spider webs. That's a 1 out of 5. These are spider webs, cocoon trees in Pakistan, which have been created by millions of spiders and possibly other insects took to the trees to spin webs after floods inundated Pakistan in 2018. Well, it doesn't also just happen in Pakistan. You get this phenomenon all around the world. Okay, it's not an unusual. Sometimes, I mean, news story on TV. Oh, look, there's a massive spider web coming in the tree. You go, yeah, well, you see it all the time. Believe me, I've actually covered the stories on Esoteric Detective as to a town in the United States that was covered in all these spiders back in the days. Is it amazing? No, it's just nature. Nature is amazing itself, but just a glimpse into nature. I'm going to give that a 0. Cool scene though. Great. So here we are at 14. This is Oi. I don't know how to say that. Let's have a look. This is non-violent bullfighting. Well, they call them a rodeo clown, right? Is that the same? I mean, it's... Look, it's dangerous. That's what it is. You're looking at someone's, that's like... whose mother said to them, Johnny or whatever, make sure you don't cross, when you cross the road, look both ways. And this is the kind of person that covered their eyes and ran across the road. See if a car hit them. They ended up doing this when they're full grown because they have the toxoplasma was strong in their blood. They have no fear. Is it amazing? No, I've seen it before. I've seen an amazing... Remember that one in the last video was an amazing one where that guy kind of turned at the same time the horns went into him, and it kind of like was some kind of like Aikido move or something from some kind of Japanese martial art. Okay, so that's number 13. Is that number 14? That's number 13, I think. Can't keep track. Doesn't matter anyway. This book lamp. Say it's getting a 0, by the way, up the top. Okay, so that's all I've got there. So let's play it. We've already seen this. Yeah, it's a bunch of LEDs in a book, and this is a bunch of plastic. It is what it is. I mean, a book lamp, yeah. I don't know if I'd call that amazing. Give it a 0. You probably can see it in any shop. 15 here. This is promoted. Yes. My girlfriend's drawing of our family dog Hershey. He passed away shortly after this. So thankful we have this. That is an outstanding drawing. Right up par with the best drawings that there are. I assume it's a watercolor, but I don't know, maybe it's pencil. I'll give that a 1. That is up there. Out of all the art you ever see, that is really high quality. That's you could look through time and you wouldn't find artists be able to capture something better than that. I mean, it's realistic up to a point, and it shows how old and tired the dog is and everything. I give that a 1 out of 5. That is amazing, actually. 16 here. Young woman develops What is this going on here? Why is this being upvoted all the time? It's only got 39 upvotes. That's got 30,000. Why is this on the front, pretty much the front page of BMAs? Why is it done twice? Getting suspicious of this story now. To trying to inject some kind of form of suggestion into people. I don't know. Okay, let's go to the next one. I was just checking something. This is 18. How the cheesecake, in case my counting is off. I don't know. I can't even keep track of numbers now. I might have dementia or something by this stage. How the Cheesecake Factory runs their kitchen to make their whole menu from scratch every day. Also, how this head chef gives glowing feedback on team and company. What is this? Is this amazing? The Cheesecake Factory. Notice that's the Cheesecake Factory, registered trademark there.
A question maybe, how are we able to execute 250 menu items a day? We open in about 45 minutes or so it's starting to come together. Now, I've been in a handful of kitchens. I've been with Cheesecake for almost 15 years now, so I'm just so used to this kitchen. But this is one of the biggest lines that you'll ever see. This is Chef Jorge. Chef Jorge, amazing. When you talk about care, finesse, right now he's...
Well, here's the thing. And the restaurant business is ruthless, by the way. I used to wash dishes at one point, years ago when I was a teenager. And, you know, kitchens... they're pretty hardcore. Some aren't, of course. But, and they say in this, the head chef gives a glowing feedback to the team. Well, of course he's going to. He's on camera. Okay? He's not going to be throwing pots and pans. I'm not saying he would do that anyway, but I'm saying, of course he's going to seem like a nice guy on camera. And it's the Cheesecake Factory, okay? It seems like an advertisement master something. Why? Not just because of that, because it's got 10 upvotes. I could get more upvotes than that. Me and, you know, a couple of my friends or something could say, you know, let's give this vote to 10 upvotes. And is that all it takes to get onto the first page of Reddit BMAs, the 750,000 subscribers, literally 10 upvotes? They've destroyed Reddit, okay? I didn't even know half of these are real. I don't mean to be cynical, but this is twice the story's come along with 39 upvotes. Okay, so this is 18 now. I think we're on 17 before. We skipped 17, so we're still on 17. Well, I don't know. That's 17, I guess. I give it a 0. Seems like an advertisement for me, but it doesn't say promoted on it or anything. But of course on Reddit it doesn't need to. Nuclear explosion 1 millisecond after detonation. That's weird. So that's what a nuclear explosion looks like 1 second after detonation? But what's the size of that? I mean, I don't understand what I'm looking at. Am I looking at something in the micro, or am I looking at something, you know, on a large scale? I guess we're looking at something on a large scale. I'm not sure. 1 millisecond though, that's still when I guess this is still the blast. This is still at a micro level, right? I don't know. I have no reference of time. Of course not 1 millisecond. It must be in the full explosion then. You'd be able to work it out. That is weird. Never seen that before. Is it amazing? I'd say yeah, it's amazing. It's a 1. I've never seen it before. It's kind of quite unique. You know, definitely amazing. I wouldn't say it was amazing though. Interesting. I give it a 0. It's not amazing, but it's very interesting. Okay, let's go to 19 here. Barrels of whiskey in Islay. 15 upvotes. I don't even know if I'm going to come back to Be Amazed anymore, you know? And it's got the brand name. It's lucky you got the brand name of the whiskey there and just all there. That's just a photograph of some whiskey barrels with 1 comment on it. And 15 upvotes. It's a 0. Okay? I could look through any old National Geographic and see pictures like that. This has got 5 upvotes. Mike, this is number 19, I guess. So this is someone that's mountain biking down this place full of rocks and stuff. It is amazing. You never see this much before, but I mean, I don't know what would I don't know what would be more dangerous than that. But it is amazing nonetheless. I mean, you know, and then they come out. Are they going to do a big massive jump at the end of this? No. Okay, let's have a look at the top here. They're going right off the top and coming right down. So I'll give that a 1 out of 5. That's definitely an amazing feat. You probably would never see anything like that, not that often. So that's definitely a 1 for me. I don't know. It's 19, right? That is a 1 out of 5. Okay. The man who planted a forest. But no one has a clue where he's hiding his bag. Okay. There was once a flourishing oasis of Indian wildlife. But as people started to cut down trees, the land went barren. This individual grew up and saw the transformation with his own eyes. So in 1979, he decided to do something about it. He walked to a barren landscape and planted a tree. This became his daily routine for 37 years. The result is incredible. Wow. This forest is now almost twice the size of Central Park, and with the return of the vegetation came the animals. A herd of 15 and tigers and stuff. Well, if it's true, and he did do that, then that is amazing, obviously. That is definitely amazing. I'm not sure how you would scale that on the scale of amazing, though, because it's, you know, it's a very selfless act, isn't it, really? And I don't even know if I should rate it, because it's, you know, it's beyond a rating system if you're doing something kind in my book. You can't really, you know, how do you quantify love on 1 to 5? If it's true, the cynical part of me thinks, that's a nice story. Let's have a look into the background of it. But hey, you know what? If it's true, it's true. It's an amazing feat. Well done. It's definitely an amazing feat. I won't give it a rating though, because obviously it's probably beyond any rating system if someone's going to do that with their lives. I mean, it's quite selfless and stuff. A library that I went to in Seoul, South Korea. Yes, these are all books on the shelves that are surrounded the entire place, floor to ceiling. Wow, Seoul has got some hardcore readers. If I went down to the New Zealand library, crickets. There'd be no one in there. We're like one person, and well, I don't mean, shouldn't be that, not that bad. If I went to the library, there'd probably be about 3 people in there, okay? There'd be 3 people. 3 people. Sometimes there's 1. But it's nothing like that. It's nothing like that. That's people that love books, love reading. Yeah, that's fantastic. 8 years and 30 seconds. This is the last one. Okay, we'll do that surfing the wave too. 8 years and 30 seconds. I don't really understand. It's coming to an end. Oh, it's a girl. I thought it was a guy in the beginning of it. I was under the impression that it was a guy or something. But it's a girl, is it? Must be a girl or something. Yeah, I think it's a girl. I don't know. I've seen so many of those, you know. It's like 10 years ago in Ebron's World, or 15 years ago they were doing them. But, I mean, you know, yeah, Zero. I don't find it amazing at all. Let's have a look at this. This is in famous surfer, I guess, surfing an 80-foot wave in winter. Let's have a look at this. Wow. That's just insane. Wow, that's like... I mean, if you did that, that's like... You could die doing that. You could die really easily. I give that a 2 out of 5. Well, let's scroll back a bit. Give that a 3 out of 5. Okay, that is amazing. Okay, that is incredible. You know, to do that. I mean, even the video of it looks insane. Okay, the video looks insane. Imagine doing it, you know. Yeah, that's a 3 out of 5. That is quite amazing. Well done. These rainbow coloured transparent ants are what they eat. Yes, that is true. I've seen that a million times. It's like if you put a white rose in a jar of food colouring with blue food colouring, in time, a few days, the white rose will start turning blue because it absorbs the liquid. It's how you get a blue rose, by the way. Alright, well, here's a promoter link. Okay, I gotta go back up to here. Let's go and check out some of these comments. This is probably the most interesting part of the whole experience. I don't know why this is so big. Why is this like 200 all the time? I like bring it right down. It's like 200 every single time I open it. Okay, let's load all these comments. See, we got a few comments here. Okay, here's Katie. And this is regarding the last video. I can't imagine how hard you would laugh if you ever found a number 5 joke. Well, pretty hard. That choo-choo train was like a... What did I give it? A 3. A strong 3, I think. Yeah. I won't be able to breathe, probably. I mean, you know, that happens like... Maybe that happens like once every few years, like every decade, you get a joke that's a number 5. Or, you know, there's a sequence of events that are really hilarious. And you're just like so hilarious you can't stop laughing, and everyone's face is like, you know, red, or like, you know, just like stuck in some kind of wax like mask. They can't like move anymore. I mean, that's a number 5. It's like when you're in danger. You're like laughing so hard you literally can't breathe. If you keep on laughing, you're gonna suffocate. Okay, that's a number 5. Well, that was pretty funny, that steam engine. This is Beck here saying, sorry if the comment duplicates, but my comment has disappeared. I also commented not the last video and it did not show up either. I don't know why. I don't think there's a spam folder on this thing as well, is there? I don't know. I'll look into that. I didn't have to click anything to make these comments show up. Of course, I don't want any of my patrons not being able to post messages. That's crazy. Because I found the little girl being sprung and getting up to get her device really funny. I did laugh at the smoke that just kept billowing out of the tunnel. I thought the dude on the bike was very brave riding straight into the smoke, not knowing that it was there. Yeah, I noticed that as well, Beck. I was looking at that guy too and saying, it's pretty crazy. I can't wait to see what you will make. You will give a 5 to 5 rating. It will be amazing. Hide and Seek Champion 2001 to 2011. Okay, let's have a look at this here. Yeah, I just opened that up. It took a little while, that's why I opened them up and wait for them to load and come back. But this is the Hide and Seek Champion 2001 to 2011. It's Osama bin Laden. I won't go into the greater conspiracy. That is pretty funny there. A little bit of a funny little meme. Thank you, Beck. That's awesome. Sorry for so many comments. It took me a while to realize hitting enter posted the comment. The three little pigs and the big bad wolf took me a while too. I think he was paying blood money. Kind of funny. But like you, I don't find much funny anymore. Too cynical these days. It's true. I am. What happened to me? What happened to me? I have no sense of humour anymore. They killed it off. I mean, it's just the way it is, I guess. You know, today in the Daily Rabbit Hole, I covered the Vatican. You're seeing what the Vatican was saying in the Pennsylvania thing. And just what happens? I mean, nothing's funny after that. I mean, all I need is a vacation. Once I come back from my vacation, I'll be renewed. Everything will be amazing then. I'll be like, this is a number 9. It's so amazing. That joke's the funniest in the world. Unfortunately, right now, I'm just, I don't think I find much amazing. But like you, I do not find things funny anymore. Too cynical these days. Thanks for the laughs, Ed. Even if Reddit doesn't make me laugh, you always do. Thanks, Beck. Thank you for that. Excuse me. Here's TomTom here. Hi, Ed. You asked someone to explain the Reddit post that had a wolf playing a Kool-Aid guy outside a brick house. Is this the one where the jar smashes into the house with legs on it? I haven't seen it. Hence the explanation. There's a children's story called Three Little Pigs. Yeah, I'm aware of that one. They each built a house. The first built it out of straw, etc., because it was easiest to make. The second built it out of sticks. The third built it out of brick. One day the wolf came and knocked on the first pig's door and said, little pig, let me come in. The pig replied, not on the hair of my chinny chin chin. So the wolf huffed and puffed and blew his house down. So that pig ran to the next house. The same happens because it was built from sticks. But the third house, the brick house, the wolf couldn't blow down. So the joke is that the Kool-Aid guy is famous for busting through walls yelling, oh yeah. The caption says, when you know things are serious, because the pigs are worried the wolf is playing the Kool-Aid guy to break down the wall. That is pretty funny when you think about it. Okay, so I get it now. So the Kool-Aid, and I've seen it. I just didn't remember until it was explained. Where he breaks into the house. Okay, so there's the Kool-Aid. It's the jar with the red liquid, the drink. So what's funny about it is the wolf is paying that Kool-Aid person to break through the brick wall. I get it. Yeah, that would be funny if I actually had the background on it. Long explanation, short joke. The pigs are doomed. TomTom, thank you so much for explaining that. Okay, that has been in the back of my mind. What does that mean? I just didn't. I could have probably researched it, but I didn't. So I appreciate that, TomTom. Thank you for taking the time to write that out. Thanks a lot for that. Elizabeth M. Ed, you should get yourself a sound bank to react to some of those jokes, crickets, boos, etc., etc. Yeah, it's called a soundboard, I think. If you're referring to a soundboard where you put the things inside it, or your keyboard with the sounds inside and you push the keys on a sound bank. I need to get one of those because I'm always having to go on YouTube and get the sound. Yeah, I should get myself one of those, like a little keyboard or something, like, a real cheap jack Chinese one with just some things you can put the sounds in or something. That would be something I could do. I've looked into open source soundboards that you just play on the computer. I think that would be probably the easiest for me. Yeah, that's an interesting idea. Thanks, Elizabeth. Also, I wanted to share the water slide baptism story, but it looks fake. That was from the Christian Satire site. Okay, most of these are not very funny. You are correct. Slight humour, but not many that will bring you to some sort of therapeutic laughter that brings release. The cure for madness. Lol, your reaction is the best part of it. The expectation for humour that ends in disappointment is why we feel down after viewing a few. The letdown. Thank you, Elizabeth. Let's have a look at this here. Did Elevation Church get a water slide? Okay, so it turns out to be fake. Yeah, because that was over the top. I guess it was a joke, so I didn't get it. And, yeah, I never got that one. 44 minutes. Usually they're like 37 minutes. Like, I don't know why it went on so long. Why am I... I don't get it. Where did the time go? I don't know where the time went. I don't know. This is amazing. I don't know. There's like a couple there that are quite amazing, I guess. Okay, next time I'm going to do like something different. I'm going to do like abandoned places, or I'm going to do something, or maybe I'll do an investigation into something, or maybe jokes. Though we haven't had much luck. Although Reddit Funny wasn't too bad. Out of 20 jokes to get a 3 is pretty good, actually. Thank you all for your support on Patreon. Thank you so much for choosing to support my channel. That is amazing, and I really appreciate that to no end. But in the meantime, of course, what's tomorrow? Tomorrow I have another video, obviously, and I'll have another Patreon video the day after that. And just thank you all so much for your support. That means a great deal. And in the meantime, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. And of course, put any comments you want in the comment section of this video. Anything at all. It doesn't have to be on topic. It can be anything. Links to something, anything you like, you can post in there. If you have any questions, you can ask those as well. Or maybe you just want to talk about a certain aspect of the video, one of the things in the video, one of the stories. Which was your favorite? Did any of them, were any of them amazing that you missed, that I missed? In the meantime though, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all later.